Come, Nerevar, come and let us continue our Spooky Month special marathon. As we have already covered some of the major and most famous creatures, this time we will cover for the lesser ones, the underestimate ones, the underdogs, the chaff. I'm sure these won't be enough to match the others, but I'll cover some more in a future sermon. Let us begin with the Chaurus, the Skyrim equivalent to Morrowind's Quama in a quite literal way, with the difference that these ones don't have queens. It would be a whole new level of disaster if the Falmer got their scrawny, dirty fingers on one and managed to control such a massive production of these insects. But no, Chaurus breed like other animals, and are herded by the Falmer as if they were carnivore horses with carapace. That said, once out of their egg sacs, they'll be chitterlings, little white bitey horrors. Once grown into adult Chaurus, they can become one of three variants. The usual Chaurus, which is the size of a pony. The Chaurus Reaper, which is larger than a horse and deadly as they are large. And lastly, the Chaurus Hunter. These ones completely break the frame of a Chaurus. Chaurus Hunters are thinner, their forelegs are way longer and possess wings, making them incredibly deadly if you happen to be in a cave with a very high ceiling. They rarely come out of their caves, and are the result of some ancient Falmer breeding experiment to harvest their chitin, which is really damn hard. But beyond that, their meat is used in Nordic cuisine. The next creatures to talk about are gargoyles. Gargoyles are living statues that have been animated by a wizard or vampire. They are a type of golem and are often found guarding dungeons, castles, and ancient ruins. They can form a stony skin when stationary. Some will remain frozen for long periods of time to make their prey think they are just a statue, before finally bursting out of their stone skin and ambushing their victim like some monster-sized jump scare. Since they are made of stone, they are resistant to damage to some extent. They use their claws to drain the life of their victims, but sometimes opt for melee weapons. Gargoyles have been a stable golem type utilized by many different civilizations on Tamriel, including Bretons, Direni, Yokudans, Imperials, Aelids, and Khajiit. They most commonly resemble misshapen humanoid beasts with gray-green skin, gnarled tusked faces, horns, pointed ears, and bat-like wings. Khajiiti gargoyles instead possess feline features. It makes me wonder how effective would gargoyles be as farm tools. Now, gargoyles have been known to pay amorous attention to non-living statues that have been carved to resemble a fellow gargoyle. Something I find weird, to say the least. Can you imagine a gargoyle falling for some inanimate statue? And indeed, they can often be found near non-living statues which are similar in appearance to themselves, providing a greater aid to their camouflage, so I guess it does work out in the end. Now let's talk about Harpies. Harpies are a race of fierce, carnivorous, feminine, humanoid beast women with the wings of a bird for arms. You won't find these in Skyrim, but nesting around the Iliac Bay wherever there are rocky cliffs or outcrops. But ruins apparently are also viable as nesting grounds, and their foul smell works both as a signal of their presence and a weapon. I'm not kidding here, Nerevar. Don't go near one of these things if you value your olfactory functions. Harpy feathers are very valuable, prized by tailors and quill merchants alike, and harpy down can be spun with fine sheep's wool to make a sturdy material for mages' robes. I know recycling is good and all, but I don't think harpy products are the most hygienic ones in the market. Who knows which part of the body that feather came from? As for their attempt at making a society, they are intelligent enough to have a language of their own, or at least some are. They venerate and follow the oldest one, but may serve hagravens and are highly territorial. They will become aggressive if their eggs are stolen from their nests, however, which is perfectly reasonable. Mortals who assist harpies by returning stolen eggs or defending them from assailants may return the favor by fighting off wild beasts or offering shelter, and also seem to have a sense of respect for those who prove themselves. What fools they are! I am a god. How dare they make a god prove himself? I'd smite them with my magic, but they don't inhabit Morrowind, and I'm already annoyed enough by the cliff racers that seem to be in mating season right now. A shame, really, if only they subscribed to my sermons and honored the Sixth House and the Tribe Unmourned. They could become aerial farm tools specialized in hunting cliff racers. Let me mention some even lesser creatures that you may not even encounter. Although the opposite case is for ice wraiths, these are everywhere in Skyrim. The ice wraiths are a magical, lucid serpentine creature, purely made out of ice, obviously. Like I said before, they are found across Skyrim's frigid landscape and mountain ranges, but can also be found in High Rock and Cyrodiil's mountains, as well as the Sea of Ghosts. They blend in the snow and become nigh invisible to the naked eye, giving you PTSD after a while of wandering in the tundra. An account from the Enwa Nord, Grundvik Coldfist, describes them as a snaking skeleton of blue flame, a collection of ice bones bound together by nature magic, a sharp-ridged spine finishing at a malcontented jaw of bone and sharp teeth. Why do these Nords always come up with the most mystical and over-the-top descriptions for such simple creatures? Anyhow, ice wraiths can pass through their prey's bodies and afflict them with an infection, and can also burrow into the ground and burst back up. Do be careful when killing these things. They explode and sharp ice shards are expelled in every direction. There is a Nordic custom, which has young men sent into the wilderness to hunt ice wraiths as a rite of passage for citizenship. I swear, Nerevar, these Nords get weirder with every sermon. A more practical use is as quality alchemy ingredients, but I don't think I have to repeat myself on what I think about alchemy, Nerevar. Lesser-known creatures are Fauns. They are deer-like trickster beast-folk native to the Sistries, where they ecologically fill a similar role that goblins do for most of mainland Tamriel, but with a druidic style. According to Lady Arabelle Deveau, almost every known encounter with a faun and the other denizens of Tamriel ends in violence. I mean, what do they expect from some random beast-folk? One documented tale describes a particularly cruel encounter with a faun during which they attacked a water carrier without clear provocation, strung him up upside down, stuffed his mouth full of garlic cloves, smothered him in honey, and then agitated a nearby hornet's nest before leaving him to his fate. They are also noted for their magical abilities and for being able to turn the forest itself against intruders. This seems to even extend to allowing them to command Spriggans and Indrics in battle. All right, now this is rather impressive for such creatures. Our last element in this list is the Hushed, and you may have met some in the plane of the nerd Mora. They are the remnants of mortals who have been consumed by Daedric knowledge in the realm of Apocrypha. Hermaeus Mora uses these creatures to guard locations he wishes to keep private, such as the Infinite Panopticon, where they wander the halls as guardians of sorts. A piece of advice, Nerevar, don't bother these nerd ghost things. When a mortal learns a secret too great for their intellect to contain, the mind's contents are displaced. All memories, ambitions, and desires they had in their life before Apocrypha are gradually lost, and only the thirst to know more drives the mortal to delve deeper into forbidden knowledge. None of these things are proper nightmare material, but well, in the right conditions, they can give you a very opportune jump scare. As always, remember to honor the sixth house and the tribe unmourned by raising your thumbs, subscribing to my sermons, and inscribing your comments on the parchment below. I thank my loyal patrons for contributing to making my sermons, as well as my adoring fans, Connor Runda and Tonya Davis.